Hey people, so for today's assignment, we are vectorizing borders of text. So here are a couple of examples. You can see the fill ends up just to be white and the border is vectorized, and you can move around all the anchor points of the border. So it's easier to see when you use the sub-select tool. All these are anchor points. Those are all anchor points. All those white squares are anchor points. There's another one that I got kind of crazy with, and I just selected anchor points and move them around. There's one more, different examples. So let's just start by getting a new design and adding text. So hit T for text, drag out a text box, pick a letter, pick a thicker font. I suggest making the size nice and big before you go for any further, because there's a relationship to the border and the text size. So if the text is small, then your border is gonna fill up that area pretty quick. So just make the size of the text nice and big. And if your text box does this weird thing, then it's just the alignment. So you can change the alignment to the center. Okay, so we have one letter. I'm just gonna go and put a bunch of letters. Actually, just 4 is fine. So the easy ones to do, I find, are thicker and blocky without curved lines. But anyways, you put a letter down, change the point size to 100 and the alignment if you need to, and keep going. Hit T for text, drag out a text box, pick a letter, pick a font. Where was that? That looks okay. And again, I'm just making the size of the text kind of big and aligning it with the alignment tools right here. One more, almost there. Let's pick W and that one. And change the size. Get the size nice and big. All right, and the alignment. All right, so once you have 4 letters on your page, you need to add a border to them. So click on one, and down here underneath appearance and fills, there's borders. So you click the little plus sign to add a border, and I stick between 1 and 10 normally. So let's just hit 5, and just to show you, I'll change the color to that. Now you can see the border. Same thing, just select your letter and come down to borders, add a border. You can keep it black if you want. I'm just changing the color so you can see it. And then keep going, add a border, 5, blue. And same thing with the next one, border, 5, and purple. All right, so now you have 4 letters with borders, and you vectorize them by selecting them. You can select all of them, save you a little bit of time. So I just dragged out a selection with the pointer tool, and then you vectorize them by going to Modify, and then Path, and then here are all the options. Vectorize border. So it's right here where it says vectorize border. Click vectorize border, and it goes and removes the fill color, but the border, it creates anchor points for you on the inside and the outside of the border. So if you select it with the sub-select tool, you can now see all the anchor points and move all the anchor points. But before you do that, I like to make it nice and big so you can kind of see them. So I'm just gonna zoom out and select each one of these and make it nice and big so we can see. If you want to constrain the proportions, you hold down Shift. If you don't hold down Shift. All right, so once you get them nice and big, you have vectorized borders. Go in and zoom in on one, and then switch over to the sub-select tool and click on them so you can see all the anchor points pop up. And you can move these anchor points around however you want. You can move the outside anchor points out. You can move the inside anchor points in, kind of like a wavy line in the middle. So it's up to you. You're trying to create an interesting design, not just move around anchor points haphazardly. It might take a little bit of trial and error. If you would like to add anchor points, you just click on the path or that line, and now you can add those anchor points. If you wanted to, you could also change the joints right over here. So hopefully you get the idea. I'm just going to move on to this one. Sometimes little things happen down here you might not like. You don't forget that you can delete anchor points. So you just select them and then delete them. We're going to move them around. You can also move around multiple anchor points. You drag and select multiples. Oops. Drag and select multiples. Drag and select multiples. See if I can do a bunch of those up here. Some of these in here. So again, it's up to you to make an interesting design just by moving around these anchor points of a border that you vectorized. All right, let's see what I can do down here with this J. You can make it thicker, thinner. You can exaggerate the tops. Oops. If you want to select multiples, I'm just holding down Shift and then clicking. And then to deselect them, I guess you have to click away, yeah. All right. So I'm just going to try to hurry this up, because I think you get the idea that you move around anchor points of borders. Not sure I like that line. I would spend some time to fix that. So we can keep going on this one. And let's just, I'm holding down Shift and then clicking and dragging. Now I selected all 6 of those, and I'm just going to move them down. You can hold down Shift after you start moving them to get them to go in a straight line. And that's it. So again, you put text down, add a border, and then go modify, path, and then vectorize border. It's right here. Have fun. Let me know if you need help.